Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clock's main event. Dropkick now and powerbomb. Ayo, bro, let's bring this on. Hey, hey, what is up? Oh, captain, my captain, show the stuff. Power slammer, suplex 2. Hot garbage is just for you. Big breaker, cut a code red. Figure 4, hot times ahead. Since 2014, it's on. It's a 10 count, but stand up strong. Hey kid, no DQ, strong style. Chop, this is how it do. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event.
Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark here with you yet again on another Friday. Happy Friday to you, kids. One and all, good to see you. Hope you've had a great week. My name's Tom. This is my show. This is the main event. This little sucker's been going strong since 2014. We're in season 12 of the show here. Great to have you here with us today. We do very much appreciate you tuning in. We do very much appreciate you joining along and hanging out with us here today. It means a lot to us. If you will, kids, before we get going here today, before we really get cracking, if you will, smash the like button for us, kids. We're going to throw the overlay up here. There's the overlay. So now we've letting everybody, the whole world, know who we are, what we're doing, and what we'd like you to do for us. If you will, kids, like, follow, share here on the show. Check us out on the YouTube and on boinkstudios.com. If you're not following Tom Clark's main event on the Facebook, please do so. We'd very much appreciate it. That'd be awesome if you could do that for us. And also, if you are not friends with me on the Facebook and you'd like to become friends, please send me a friend request. I'm real easy to find. I'm the only guy named Tom Clark that looks like this. All right? So just send me a friend request, and I'll be happy to accept. Then we can be buddies, bros, dudes, homeboys, homegirls, /boy, muchachos, compadres, dudes, whatever you want to call it, man. Again, thanks for hanging out with us here today, kids. We very much appreciate it. It's a big weekend for pro wrestling coming up, yeah? Little show called WrestleMania 41. Now, you guys know I typically don't talk a whole lot about WrestleMania, about WWE here on this program, but we will preview the card here today. I know there's a lot of WWE fans out there who typically watch the show, and we want to be sure that you guys are getting your money's worth, right? So we will talk a little bit about today about what's going down this weekend at the WrestleMania 41. So we will preview the card here shortly. I'm the only one you got here today, kids. I don't have any guests on tap. It's just me. So guess what? You're stuck with me for the next hour or so. But we got lots to talk about here today. We got a bunch of headlines to cover. Some big stuff happened this week in the world of pro wrestling. We want to be sure that we get to everything as much as we possibly can. And before we get cracking here today, let's say some hellos to whoever's here. Guten Tag, Sandy in Germany. Good to see you. JP's here. Good to see you. Belinda's back with us today. Thanks so much for hanging out. JP, thank you, my friend. Share, follow, and like to share, everyone. Yes, please, and thank you. It's Good Friday. So some folks are probably headed out of town this weekend for the Easter holiday. If you were on the road and listening to us as we speak, please drive safe. And thanks for enjoying the show. Thanks for tuning in. It always means a lot to us. So we're going to hope we get a little bit of an audience here today, kids. If we don't, it is what it is. But we will do all we can to cover the news here today, take any questions you may have at the end or throughout, and then we'll open the floor at the very end. Safe travels to Ray Dean. He's out there with his family vacationing. I think last time I saw he was in Thailand. Boy, Ray Dean is a jet-setting son of a gun, isn't he? So good for him. Hope he and his family are safe. Looks like they're having fun, judging by the pictures I've seen on the social media. I have not had a vacation. I can't speak for you guys. I have not had a vacation since the year 2022. Early 2022 is the last time I took any sort of time off. It's been a long time. So it's coming eventually. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming eventually. A man's got to get away sometimes. So we'll see. We shall see. It just depends. Got to find time. And plus we have animals. I have a dog and 3 cats, and you can't just be taken off. They're not exactly self-directed. They're not exactly, they can't exactly manage and police each other. So I would have to have someone come over to the house. It's just too hard to transport 4 animals and have them cared for. We have a great place up the road that we took our dog to before, which, I worried about him the whole time. but he was well taken care of. If you don't have pets, it's hard to understand. And I'm not trying to sound like any certain kind of way. People can be snobs when it comes to pets and whatever. But if you've ever had a pet, you know what I mean. It's just tough to leave them. You know what I mean? Because you think about them. It's like they're kids, man. We bought this new automatic self-cleaning litter box. Yeah. These things are freaking great because, if you have to scoop a litter box, you know how much it sucks. And it took them a while to get acclimated. My little girl cat, Priss, finally went in it after just, investigating it for 2 days straight. And it was like having a toddler who was like learning to potty train and use the potty for the first time. We were like clapping for her, and she's a cat. She has no idea what's going on. So she's just sitting around looking, not even looking at us like, I'm a cat. I don't care. I don't know what's happening right now. But we're like, oh, we're so proud of you. It's the dumbest thing ever. They have no idea. But I still baby talk them like they're kids. I can't help it. It's who I am. My kid's no longer a baby. My kid will be 17 in September. God help me. Oy vey. I don't even want to talk about it. 1 foot in the grave, baby. 1 foot in the grave. Ron, thanks for joining us, man. So there's a great big group chat of a couple of different podcasts, and I was trying to send my wife a message today and accidentally put it in there. Thankfully, it was nothing bad. Why would it be anything bad? But I quickly deleted it, and I was like, hey, sorry about that. So that's why I popped in. Eric Jackson in the house. Thanks for hanging out. Do me a favor, kids, if you will, like, follow, share. That would mean loads to me. It always means loads to me. Listen, we've got a good tight hour coming up, an hour and some change, more than likely. Let's don't waste any more time, kids. Let's go ahead and, first of all, how's my banner? Oh, I didn't update my banner. Let me do that real quick. I've got everything else done, and you would think I would not have forgotten that. If I hadn't said it, you never would have known it. See there? But I am always honest with my audience, okay? I need to dust this thing. Look at that pop filter, man. That thing is dusty. Look at that. I need some housekeeping. I need to hire somebody. You kidding me? Come in here and clean this place up, man. It is what it is. All right, kids, let's preview this WrestleMania 41 card and see what you guys think. We got 2 nights of the WrestleMania. And can't wait to hear what you guys think of the card, what your predictions are, that kind of thing. We've got Gunther, of course, defending the World Heavyweight Championship on night 1 versus Jey Uso. We've got the War Raiders versus the New Day Tag Team match for the World Tag Team Championship. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Yeah. And Jade Cargill versus Naomi. We've got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the WWE United States Championship. We've got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. And then, of course, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match to top off your first night. I don't know what, we'll stop there and we'll talk about night 2 here in a second. What do you guys think about the first night? What's your guys' thoughts about it? What do you guys want to do? Who do you want to win, I should say? Do you have favorites? What do you think may be happening? We didn't do a massive prediction show here because, again, I do not keep up with WWE full-time. I'm just being very transparent. I know it's weird to call yourself a pro wrestling podcaster and don't follow WWE full-time, but I got thoughts on that company, and it's nothing personal against the talent, but I just continue to see very disturbing things being said by people that work there, not just run the company, but wrestle there. And it's really... it's just not for me. And I can't go along with it. That's me talking. And it's okay if people disagree, it's fine. But I just can't be a party to it. I don't agree fundamentally with a lot of what those people believe. And I just, in this day and age, I'm just, I'm much too old to be too ideological. You know what I mean? My ideology when it comes to pro wrestling and politics is weird. Not weird, but it can get that way. And before anybody accuses me of making it political, I'm not the one going out there and talking about stuff like that. They are. And so they're bringing it to the forefront, not me. So if you guys have been keeping up with sound bites and whatnot, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, look, is what it is. Cena said what he said this week about the old man. Come on. Read the room, pal. I mean, what are we doing? Leave it alone. You didn't even have to comment. Just leave it alone. I got love for him. Leave it alone. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's weird. Just, again, take the temperature of the room. But not a lot of that going around these days, is there? I'll get off my soapbox. Sandy says Tiffany better win. What else you guys think, man? Who you got for you guys think that Jey Uso is going over? We're gonna have a new world heavyweight champion. Here's what I'll say from everything I understand. The sort of the push, the overall promotion of the event has possibly gone on. You know, we have this every year with that company, and they start promoting this thing in January, which is fine. Got tickets to sell, right? But you know, one of the dangers in promoting too early, of course, is this idea of you got a lot of time to fill. You got the guy backstage going, stretch it, got to go long, right? Fill the time up. And so, like, if you go too early, right? Not saying that's what happened here, but that's a lot of what I'm seeing, a lot of what I'm reading, a lot of what I'm being told is that it's just, you know, maybe they peaked early. I don't know. Not for me to say. It's fine. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It's your biggest show of the year. You got to promote the life out of it. So I respect that. We've got some comments here in the crowd that Jay's going to go over. I happen to believe he'll go over as well for the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, we talked about Jay here. And by the way, he's came out today or yesterday and basically said he thought he might have 2 or 3 more years left in him. Then he's going to be done. Heck of a thing to say the weekend you're going to work for the World Heavyweight Championship. Hey, man, it's fine. It's all good to me. If it's time to go, it's time to go. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. I do not have Randy Orton's open challenge match listed on the card here. Good point. Good point, Sandy. I'm not sure where that's going to be slotted at. I assume night 1. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be the former Malachi Black, now known as Aleister Black, again. I don't know. Look, I said it before. If that's what he wants, and evidently he wants it, then good for him. Hope he gets a great payday. Yeah, I don't know. How many years, by the way, has Randy Orton not had a dance partner for WrestleMania? I remember when I was covering this full time, covering WWE full time, they were doing this shtick with Randy where he didn't have a WrestleMania opponent. This happens all the time with this guy, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know how many times this makes, but it's not the first time, for sure, that he's not had a WrestleMania opponent. It's quite bizarre. JP says Jay should beat Gunther. Ray will beat Americano El Grande. Yeah, I know who it is. Trust me. And it's another reason for me not to play along. Sorry, that's how I feel. Tiffany will win. Fall 2 will probably be LA Knight. Hopefully, Will Raiders will win. I think Tiffany loses. We'll see. Belinda says Jay wins. A lot of people believe that way. Has been a while, hasn't it? Sandy says the epic entrance of Black and WWE. Well, here's what I'll say, Sandy. That entrance is epic. Let's hope they handle him in an epic way. Because, buddy, they didn't the last time, did they? That thing fell apart. Fell apart. Okay? Now, things have changed in that company. I get it. Different dude in charge. Different dude. Same stuff behind the scenes, though. My opinion. Talking about ideology. Same ideology in terms of pro wrestling. Different guy, same ideology. I don't care if anybody disagrees with me. I'm fine. I don't care. I know what I see. Good point, saying it could be Rusev. Supposedly that thing's in the bag. The man formerly known as Miro in AEW. Rusev Day. Yeah, let's see. Oh, good point, JP. Yeah, the reason that Randy was booked to face Kevin and Kevin. Yeah, no, I get you. That's very, very true. Very, very true. Yeah. But I know it's happened before, at least twice. I want to say that it just so happened he didn't have a WrestleMania opponent. I saw glimpses of the main stage. It looks good. Ron says, I'm not sure about Black. Him versus Orton would be great. However, how do you book either one after that loss? In my opinion, and again, I'm not following this company full time, guys have to lose. It's people who follow AEW religiously get so much heartburn when a guy loses. I'm like, dude, people lose. You have to lose. There has to be losers. Like, you know, it's Randy Orton. You could drop a truck on that guy. He could tap out to anybody on the roster, I believe, and he'll be fine. It's Randy Orton. And Black people they're gonna be so stir crazy for that dude. Even if he loses the first match, I don't think it's gonna make a difference because people have to lose. And I'm as guilty as anybody else has ever been about how do we book somebody after a loss, whatever. I get it. I do understand. But at the same time, not everything can be time limit draws and double DQs. It has to be somebody's going under, man. It's just how, it's just how it works. How it works. What's up, Fernando? Randy doesn't need to win. His legacy is secure. Sandy says Randy versus Nick Aldis. Ooh, I'd love that. I like Nick Aldis. I always have. We were at the NWA show years ago when he faced Marty Scurll, of whom we don't talk about too much. Whew. Yikes. Yeah. Freaking Marty, dude. Ooh. Talk about a dude that sabotaged his own career. Holy God. But they bled all over creation, and it was a heck of a match. My hat's off to him. Heck of a match. Yep, Chad Too Bad's here. You're right. Josh Alexander got told one thing in his ear by Dawn Callis, and now he's a member of the Dawn Callis family. Isn't that something? Night 2 of the WrestleMania, kids. Io Sky, the women's world champion, defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Yikes. Braun Breaker defended the WWE Intercontinental Championship against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. And Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. In case you didn't know, this here WrestleMania is in Vegas. Huh? You know what they say? What happens in Vegas? It happens in Vegas because that's where it happens. I don't know. Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world against the John Cena. There's your night 2, kids. There's your night 2. What's up, Wilf? Thanks for hanging out. Sandy says Dom wins the IC title and Finn goes crazy. I would like to see Finn do the demon gimmick again. I think it would take a lot to make it happen. And I get that, he retired it for a while, but never say never. And I think anything could happen. So it'd be interesting to see him bring it back for whatever reason. Sandy says Cena wins. Again, not following the company, so I can't exactly take the pulse of it because I don't know. But I would be shocked if Cody Rhodes lost that belt. I just would be shocked. And I'm not trying to repeat myself. You guys know how I roll. I don't like to repeat myself all the time, yeah. But here's what I'll tell you in terms of John Cena. Again, and this is repeating myself, so my apologies. When you tell me that it's time for the world champion to drop it, okay. But then lay it out for me. Explain to me why it's a good idea. And you can't just say, John gets to break the record. I don't want to hear that. I want solid, concrete reasons why it's a good idea to take the belt off the guy that represents your company. Roman's not close to winning it again right this moment, right? Cody is the face of your company. Okay. He's done the talk shows. He does all the press. He's a great spokesman. He's just, he's well-spoken. He's smart. He's funny. He's very professional. John is all those things too. Okay. But John is now playing heel. It is what it is. What I'm saying is, if it's time for him to drop it, cool. But explain to me why. Because Cody's selling all this merch. And I don't know, but I would dare say he's outselling John, though I don't know that for sure. I don't know. But I would dare say maybe he is. So again, if we're just looking for, we're going to give it to John. Yeah, but you could do that at any pay-per-view and then give it back to Cody in a month. Does it have to be WrestleMania? It's just me talking. People can disagree. If you're inclined to disagree, have at it. Just, again, make a really, really good case, not just in this company, but in AEW, New Japan, TNA, wherever the company is. Make a great, solid case for your World Heavyweight Champion, you're the guy, the face of your company, to lose that belt. Because, and not every company books the same as WWE, I get it. But in WWE, not all the time, not 10 times out of 10, but 9 times out of 10, the face of their company is their champion. That's who they put the belt on. That's who they want out there representing them. I mean, you're going to put it on John again? I mean, I guess you can do anything you want. But again, I've not had anybody tell me Great reasons that make sense. To me, anyway. Again, you're welcome to believe what you want. Davey's here. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Chad says, who wins triple threat? Please not Punk. I think Punk has always said he doesn't care if he loses in 5 minutes. He doesn't care. He just wants to get the main event of WrestleMania, which they sold it to him as the main event of WrestleMania behind the scenes. It's not the main event of WrestleMania. It's not. Okay? I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. Everybody can call it the main event of WrestleMania. It's not. The main event of WrestleMania is the last match of the weekend. That's the main event of WrestleMania, and he's not in it. Okay? I'm not trying to demean anything. I'm not trying to belittle him. I still like Punk. Okay? Don't love Punk like I used to, but I still like him. Okay? This is not the main event of WrestleMania. And they can sell it however they want. Stop. This is night one. What are we talking about? Seriously? Come on. But it's what they're rolling with, and that's fine. I'm not losing any sleep. I never have. I never will. Whatever they want to do is perfectly fine with me. They didn't call me to get my opinion, okay? But it's fine. I don't care. You know what I mean? No worries here at all. Maria said Jeff Cobb will help Cena retain and serve as heater to Cena and enforcer to The Rock. It could happen. JP says Cena wins the belt to beat the record and drops that Money in the Bank. Dominic wins the IC belt. AJ wins, hopefully. Again, JP, I ask, and you might be right about everything you said, but Cena wins now just to drop it at Money in the Bank. But why? Why, though? Just to break the record? Look, I don't know. All right, so here's what I'll say. Imagine, if you will, that it happens. And it could. Stranger things have happened. Imagine that night 2, Cody loses that belt. By hook or by crook, John wins. Okay? Probably by crook. What does Cody do then? What's the plan? And you can't say, well, he'll be busy, blah, blah, stop. I don't think the plan is to de-escalate Cody, to de-elevate Cody. That's a word. I would think the plan would be to keep him there. But what are you going to do if you take the belt off of him? I'm not advocating for him to keep it forever, but wouldn't it make a whole heck of a lot more sense for Cody to lose it to a guy his age or younger? Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? It's that company. They love their veterans. We all know that, yeah? We all know that. Jumpin' Jeff's here. What's up, man? Chad says it's been announced today. Opening match Mania is the women's triple threat for the belt. Well, there you go. You said Jay. You mean Jey Uso doesn't matter in terms of the world title? Well, here's what I'll tell you there, Maria. They are notorious for doing that world title match as the curtain jerk of shows. You guys know that, right? They've done it for years. That's why that belt will always play second fiddle at the WWE Championship. It played second fiddle the day that Bischoff brought out the big gold belt and called it the world title and handed it to Triple H without that guy having to win a match. That's what it was then. It's what it is now. And you can put that belt on anybody you want to put it on and call him the workhorse and say he has the best matches on the card like Seth did. Cool. It's not the world. It's not the championship. And that's not Tom. That's the company. That's not the belt. That belt has no lineage. Okay? It has no lineage. They're not passing it off as the old WCW championship. They retired that world title, right? So the WWE championship is the one with the lineage that dates back to the 60s. That's what it is. Like, that's their title. World title is not the world title. It's a world title in name only, in my opinion, and also from what I have seen to be true from that company. All right, kids, we got lots of other stuff to talk about. We'll see how WrestleMania plays out. I want to talk about this. I had tears in my eyes last night watching, because I was watching Chris Bay's return. Dude, this guy on his own 2 feet was one of the most heartwarming things I have ever seen in my life. Forget pro wrestling. I'm talking of all time. This was utterly fantastic. I mean, it was utterly fantastic. I just couldn't get enough of it. Chris Bay coming back in TNA. So happy for that guy. You know, is he going to work again? I don't know. I don't think it matters. I don't want to say that like it doesn't matter because you know it matters to him. I'm sure it matters to him. But right now, what matters is that Chris Bay is walking under his own power. That's what matters. And good for him. So glad to see it. So glad to see it, man. Good for him. Yeah, it was tough to watch, but you know, I'm just I watched it, and you know, the TNA crowd is the TNA crowd. There's no reason to dump on them. You know, I was watching it thinking, kind of thought the reaction would be a little bit better, but again, the live crowd is the live crowd. You can't really judge things based on the live crowd, right? But yeah, it was yeah, good to see him back. This guy escaped. I mean, it was a truly, truly dangerous situation, and this guy's back. It's freaking insane, dude. Freaking nuts. So good for him. JP says, can't wait to watch tonight. Had to work last night. Missed the show, so I'm going to watch it in just a little bit. Yeah, his Chris's bit is just fantastic. Just fantastic. I can't even again, can't even talk about it. It's very heartfelt for sure. Very heartfelt. Chad says, was that last night on the TV broadcast or on the pay-per-view? Listen, I'm not following TNA full time. Now, I saw it last night, a clip, but I cannot say that you're wrong, because I don't know. Maybe it was a pay-per-view. I have a hard time believing I missed it this whole time, though. You know what I mean? Because I try to stay on top of everything as much as I can. But yeah. So Chris Bay being injured, and you know, look, injuries happen in the business. This, you know, some people like to go after guys who accidentally, you know, and things happen. But here's what I'll tell you: it's a dangerous profession to be in. You guys know that, and you know, people have died in the ring. We know that for sure. It happens. But having said all of that, I think Chris Bay is probably one of the safest performers I've ever seen. He's so good in the ring. A lot of guys in TNA deserve credit for being safe. And I think, in my opinion, I believe the majority of these guys in these companies are professionals. Occasionally you run into guys who are just, for lack of a better term, unsafe, maybe a little untrained, that kind of thing. But for the most part, I feel like everyone's truly trying to take care of each other. So again, it was good to see that. Fernando says, let's pray Lex Luger will do the same at the WWE Hall of Fame. I believe he'll walk on stage, Fernando. I believe he will. We'll see. But that's kind of my gut feeling. Tetsuya Naito is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. There were some words I never thought I'd say together, ever. I thought Naito was retiring with NJPW. I did not see this coming at all. I'm shocked by this, and I don't get shocked too easy. But, you know, we have said for years that Naito is walking scar tissue. He is walking scar tissue. He's he's got the knees of a 40-year-old major league pitcher or catcher, excuse me. I mean, he's beat up. His body's put back together with screws, chicken wire, and duct tape. And I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if people believe he's going to go to WWE. I personally don't think he is. I could be wrong. I think I could see him in AEW before I could see him in WWE, but that's me talking. I just don't know what he wants to do here. He's never really made it known or made it a big deal that he cares about American wrestling in the slightest. So I'm not real sure what we're talking about here. This is interesting. I wish him well, but I'm going to tell you something. when he walks out of New Japan, that's going to be a hole left that they're not going to be able to fill that easily. Tetsuya Naito, to me, is what Jeff Hardy was to WWE. That's what Naito is to New Japan. And it's not the same dynamic, but hear me out. I said for years that Hardy could do whatever he wanted to do. They could put Jeff to do whatever he wanted. Jeff screwed his own life up so many times, didn't he? In real time. And every time he came back, they blew the roof off the place. Every time. Every time. Jeff Hardy was out popping the world champion more often than not. He was out popping the biggest baby face and the main event match of the night more often than not by himself without his brother, because people love Jeff Hardy. Naito is that in New Japan Pro Wrestling. When they started this Los Ingobernables de Japón, and dude, Naito was spitting on guys, and he won the belt and threw it on the ground and dragged it on the ground like it didn't matter. People started cheering for him. People hold Naito, those fans in Japan hold Naito in a very, very specific, particular spot in their hearts. And I'm not trying to sound weird or sound coy. It's the truth. They love Naito in New Japan. They love this guy, dude. And when you tell me he's leaving, Naito's going to be shedding some tears when he leaves. I promise you that. We didn't think we'd ever see Okada break down, did we? Well, look, if Naito ends up in AEW, good Lord, dude. Are you kidding me? That company just continuing to take and take and take and take from New Japan. Crazy. JP, if he's going to keep working, AEW is the only spot, I think. I think it's the only spot. Let's see. E's here. E says, I'm not a fan of Lex. Others deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. That's your opinion, though. It's okay. China needs to go in alone. So what about her past? X-Pac is in the Hall of Fame twice, and we know his relationship with China. X-Pac was always a jobber. Yes and no. I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. X-Pac's a guy. He is a man. You should know how this works. Women are stigmatized for what they do. Man takes his clothes off, doesn't matter. If a woman takes her clothes off, she's a horrible person. It's the world we live in, brother. I don't like it. I think it's crap. It's like people getting upset about OnlyFans. I know it's a weird, thing to mention, but that's their business. Mandy Rose, more power to her. I got a real problem with anybody telling somebody what to do. I've always had a problem with that. I got a major problem with it now. I don't like being told what to do. Should be nobody's business what I do. And but women carry the stigma of they have to be a certain kind of way, they have to be proper, they have to be blah blah blah. Women are people and are humans and should be able to do whatever they want to do. If they want to never take their clothes off on camera because they don't want to do it, that's fine. If they want to do it all day long, that's their choice. I'll never understand. I just don't get it. This woman's going to make porn, so she's a demon. Are you kidding me? I'm not speaking to anybody in the crowd here, but don't put your life choices and your beliefs and project them onto other people. You'll be disappointed every time because nobody cares what your beliefs are. Nobody. You know what I mean? It's okay to have faith. It's okay to have beliefs. I think it's great. But the minute you start telling other people how to live, that's a problem. And there's always going to be a double standard for men and women. I hope it doesn't always stay that way, but it's been there since I was a kid. It's there now. It's probably going to be there after I'm gone. It sucks. It sucks. But you're right. You know how many men are in the Hall of Fame that did terrible things in that company? Like not in the company, but away from the company. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Renee says, who cares about China's past? I agree with that. I agree with that. Renee says, I don't want Naito and AEW. He's done. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe he retires. I would say, Naito, please retire. And I love Naito, by the way. I truly love Naito. I'd love to see him work some more. But I also want to see the guy be able to walk in 10 years and not be hobbled up. Some of those veterans in New Japan, like Tenzan, those guys are barely moving. They've been getting dropped on their back for 35 years. It takes a toll, More power to them if that's what they want to do. JP says Shawn Michaels was in Playgirl. Yes, he was. Not stigmatized, is he? Right? Not stigmatized at all. By the way, X-Pac made a porn tape with China. They didn't care. But China's the one they care about. Double standard. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care who doesn't agree with me. It all goes back to who runs that company and what they believe. They let their own personal belief systems and politics come into play. We're seeing it right now. That's why there's a double standard in that company. That's how I feel. I don't care if anybody disagrees. I could care less. You're entitled to your own opinion. I use my eyes. They work pretty good. I didn't anticipate the conversation going here, did you? Let's talk a little bit of AEW here since we've done mention them. It's starting to feel like the Death Rider's last ride. Wednesday Night Dynamite was a fun show. For the first time in a very long time, I don't remember last time this happened in AEW. The locker room cleared out with baby faces to celebrate the baby faces win. If you guys know anything about Jim Crockett territory wrestling in the 80s, this happened all the time. Whenever Dusty would win the big one, win the main event, win a title, his boys would come out. Baby faces would come out from the locker room and help him celebrate. Bring champagne bottles. Do it in the locker room, but it also celebrate in the ring too. AEW needs more of that. We need some feel-good moments. There's too many, pay-per-views and too many live shows that end with the heels going over. And the rest of us going, that's it? John won again? Why are we still doing this? You want to keep that bet on John Moxley till, 5 years from now? Cool. I don't care. But you've got to give us some good guys winning occasionally. We have to have some hope. Not in terms of storyline. The villain cannot always win. That's not compelling television. Compelling television is when the babyface rises up and pursues him and fights the good fight. That's compelling television. The heel winning every single week is not compelling television, nor is the babyface winning every single week. Same thing, I think. It's different, but same. Yeah. Fernando says, will Ospreay win the championship at All In? Could be. Hello, Gene. What's up? Fernando says people in their cancel culture values can get out of here. I can't rally behind that. There are, I made mistakes in my past. Okay. Then there are people who hurt people in their past. Those people shouldn't be given a pass. You know what I mean? The Me Too and all that. I'm not trying to go there. But I'm sorry. I don't give those people a pass. I don't. I can't label everything cancel culture. I'm not doing that. I think these things had to be taken on a case-by-case basis. Because good people have had their names dragged through the mud. Can't argue that. But some people had their names dragged through the mud because they had it coming. They deserved it because they did wrong and they got found out. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just, when you're powerful and you're rich and you can hide things and then it gets found out, well, you spent a lot of years paying to cover it up, didn't you? Like, chickens come home to roost, man. People are terrified of that. Chad says, I haven't watched it yet, but didn't Death Riders come out and lay waste to people last night after what happened to? Yeah, it never ends. And, John took the pin on Dynamite. Again, I'll tell you, if John is my killer, that's how he will be booked, as the killer. It's okay to help him win. That's gang mentality. I don't care about that. But no one's mentioning John's name on my TV without John laying him out, or someone in the Death Riders smacking him in the jaw, or at least bumping chest with him and say, I heard what you said. Say my name again. Doesn't happen. John's got pinned twice, I think, in like a tag team situation, I think. Or got laid out at least. And he was the guy to lose the trios belts. Why? And, I just don't get it. I don't get that part of it. But it does feel like things are starting to Things are starting to move in the other direction, doesn't it? That's how it feels. Don Callis' family got a little bigger this week with the addition of Rocky Romero. Trent Barretta's back, and Rocky Romero has now turned heel. Now, here's what I'll say. I'm a big fan of Rocky Romero. It's thanks to Rocky that a lot of the current product of New Japan, in my opinion, is as successful as it has been, is thanks to the work behind the scenes of Rocky Romero. I love Rocky. I don't know if I understand this. Rocky's a veteran. He's not a 5-star match. Now, look, he's a great worker. Don't misunderstand me. But he's not exactly a main event 5-star match kind of guy. He's not Will Ospreay. He's not Kyle Fletcher. So why is he in the group? And he's not 25. Why is he in the group? I mean, Brian Cage and Lance Archer aren't either. I get it. If they just want to make the group bigger, I guess they can do what they want. But I don't know that Rocky fits exceptionally well. But that's me talking. Yeah, JP says Claudio got pinned by colon collision and through it. Yeah, well, there you go. I have no update on Pac's injury. I got nothing. I know he can't catch a break in that company with injury. JP says having the same person have a title for a long time gets stale. Look how everyone turned on Roman Reigns, the bloodline. You know why? Because they just dragged it on too long. They just dragged it on too long. Lengthy title reigns can work. They work all the time. But you have to keep it going. You have to keep it going. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to come out and you're a band and you play the same song 3 times in a row, I mean, at some point, you got to do a little bit of different rhythm. Change course up a little bit. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the danger of any lengthy title run or any lengthy title chase, is keeping people invested. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. JP says Don Callis got even bigger with Josh Alexander joining the family. Can't dismiss Alexander. He's a great addition. He's a great addition. Yep. Yep. I'm not disputing them adding members. It's obvious they like Callis. It's obvious they're going to roll with him. I like the idea of and I don't want to compare and contrast because Bobby Heenan there is no one compares to Bobby Heenan. Okay. On the mic, as a manager, in the ring, Bobby Heenan was a one-of-a-kind worker in every way, shape, and form. But, Bobby Heenan's family, the Don Callis family. You know what I mean? I think they want to keep this going, obviously. And as long as he's there and they want to keep this stable going, they're going to keep adding members. I think the WrestleMania set looks good, Charles. Looks really good. Hope they have a great show this weekend. Hope everybody's safe. For sure. Let's see. What else is going on? Nick Wayne is heading to Japan for the Best of the Super Juniors. I think he's going to be great. He is also your new ROH World Television Champion. They're finally getting behind this kid. And I'm going to tell you something about Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne is a heck of a worker. It's been kind of covered up since he got there because they put him with Christian almost immediately. And now it looks like that may be changing. We'll see what happens. Nick Wayne's a heck of a worker. Got a tremendous upside. Nick Wayne's going to be a future world champion. I said it. I don't care. Could take 5-6 years, but I think he'll get it. He's tremendous. He's just tremendous. And anybody that's seen him work can tell you he's just a natural. I mean, yeah, he had to work to get better, of course. He had to train and all that good stuff, but he's a natural in the ring, dude. He's fantastic. He's fantastic. Kids, we got a few other things we're going to talk about here today. Let's take a few comments before we take a break here. Fernando says Rocky has no business. And also says Josh Alexander doesn't need to be in a faction. All right, but what would you do with him? It's okay that you disagree, but what would you do with him? Just be, they love turning people heel in that company. It's a problem. They are addicted to turning people. I don't know why. I don't get it. They love turning people heel in that company. For sure. Do I think Seth is the next Paul Heyman guy? No. Because it wouldn't work next to Roman. Unless he abandons Roman. Roman did push him down. JP says, "Why put the towel on him and send him to Japan?" Maybe to give him a little bit of a rub. Like when Nick Wayne walks into a ring in Japan, he's wearing a championship. Maybe. That's a guess. I don't know. It makes sense to me, I think. Chad, too bad said it here. I'm glad to see a belt on Hobbs, even though I would like to have been an individual title. I cannot, will not, and shan't not disagree. I'm totally with you on this. Kids, we got a few more things to hit before we call it a day and get to our weekend. Before we do, watch this.
Boink Studios is the home of Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Visit the site today for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Check out the site and bookmark today, boinkstudios.com.
There you go, boinkstudios.com. I took a break and took a drink. I'm parched. I've been dealing with the crud for 2 straight weeks. And on the past couple weeks of the show, I had guests, so I didn't have to do all this talking. So I'm like getting torched. My throat's just torched right now. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. BoinkStudios.com, kids. Before I forget, BOINK, BoinkStudios.com. If you will, go bookmark that site. And while you're here, before you go anywhere, don't leave yet. We've only just begun. Like, follow, share. Tom Clark's Main Event. And you know what would be great? Leave us a review here on the Facebook. Won't take you that long. Just leave us a review. Tell us we're awesome. 5 stars. That'd be great. I'm going to make it easy for you. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And if you have not reviewed the show and you enjoy the show, don't be doing it if you hate it, because that's mean. Do it because you want to do it, because you like it. Because that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I will take it and put it right here. When Streamline, yeah. Oh, good Lord, what's going on? All right, there you go. Review the show, kids. Huh? Leave us a review. Tom Clark's Main Event. Charles says, is Jay turning heel? Why would he turn heel? If you think he's turning heel, what would be your way to do it? I don't think Jay needs to turn heel. I think Jay turning heel would be a terrible idea. Terrible idea. He's just too over his face. My opinion. Fernando says Ospreay versus Takeshita is the best non-pay-per-view match in AEW history. I had it queued up. What a great match. These two guys are great together. And I'm going to tell you something. Takeshita went to New Japan for Sakura Genesis and worked Yuya Uemura. No, I'm sorry. Rihiwa Iwa. Yeah. And had a great match. And Iwa is great. Don't get me wrong. But there is an audible difference in a crowd and in a match when Takeshita's in it. Takeshi is the unsung hero of professional wrestlers right now. Not because people don't see how great he is, because he's not a world champion. And he should be. Takeshita is fantastic. Takeshita is great. Takeshita is the freaking man, dude. Takeshita is wonderful in the ring. He is so good. He can mat wrestle. He can get up off the mat. He can fly through the air. He can, strong style, you name it, he can do it. He's very versatile. As is Ospreay. Takeshita is wonderful. Wonderful. Charles says because The Rock will have both champions. Oh, I see what you mean. Like Jay turns after the fact. He could. I guess he could. That's what they want to do. I heard the same that Alicia Fox, yes, I was in the crowd at TNA. Fernando says same as Zayn will turn on Jey Uso and will be Jay's feud as world champion. Boy, that'd be some powerful TV, wouldn't it? The way as tight as those two guys have been over the years. JP says you want your entire audience to turn on you, then turn Jay heel Uso. Turn Jey Uso heel. I can't disagree with you. I just think Jay's too far over. Let's talk about another match that blew it up. Mercedes versus Athena. Now, I will say this. I love both these ladies. This is not meant to be said in any kind of way. But Mercedes versus Athena was clunky. In my opinion, there was a lot of let me pick you up upside down stuff happening. And who am I to question? They laid the match out. They did what they wanted to do. It's not for me to say. But I felt awkward at times, which sucks because they're both really good. I don't think this is ever by a long shot. I think this is just the first moment they've had to kind of butt heads. And then, of course, Toni Storm made her presence known after Mercedes won. But what a great match. What a great match. I have no complaints about this match at all. Fernando says, Athena versus Mercedes was everything we thought it would be. It was very, very good. Very good. I kind of hate it was on free TV. Not that I felt like paying for another show, but I kind of felt like I'm not sure why we're giving this away on free TV. So you would rank Athena versus Mercedes over Mariah May and Toni Storm for the best women's match of the year? Wow. That's a big statement right there. That was very good. Very good. Big statement. AEW Grand Slam is coming to Mexico. In my opinion, this is fantastic. I'm here for this. I love this. And I think this is a great thing for AEW. I think it's a great thing for CMLL too. I truly feel that way. I think this is fantastic. I think them working with a company besides New Japan. And I think more than anything else, it's just going to be a fun show. And I hope a lot of good comes of it. But that's what I believe, is that it's just going to be a fun show. So it's going to happen at Arena Mexico, Tuesday, June 17th. Got a ways to go, kids. And let's see, the Fantastic Mania card will feature CMLL, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan Strong, and Rev Pro. The show on June 20th will include NJPW Shingo Takagi making his Arena Mexico debut in a trios match, teaming with Hiromu and Teton against Templario, TJP, and Francesco Akira. Gonna be a good show. Yeah, looking forward to this, honestly. Yeah, gonna be very cool. So again, I think it's good for the company. I think it's good to have shows in conjunction with other promotions. I think it's great. I think it's only a positive thing. Let's see. Chad says Monet versus Hayter in the finals, I hope. A good match. Whoever wins in the other match is going to be a good match, I think. Although I'd like to see Statlander win. Jumpy Jeff says the post backlash is Randy. There's a possibility Cena wins and Randy challenges him. But hadn't they already run this gimmick of where this is the last time we're going to work each other? Do you guys remember the last time that John worked Randy? And nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. And of course they delivered because they always deliver. But I just remember at the time people were losing their minds talking about, why are you doing this again? Why are you doing this again? Why? Right? We'll see. Mean Gene said Tom's extremely knowledgeable. Well, I do what I can about wrestling, and he has given me so much knowledge and has made me love wrestling. If you want to know about all things wrestling, watch Tom on the Book of Face. I like that. It sounds like Starfire on Teen Titans. I am on the Book of Face. That is great. And Boink Studios and all those other platforms. He is honest and a pleasure to watch and learn. Tom, thank you, and many, many more years to come. And don't forget to hit the like button. Look at that. Gene doing my heavy lifting for me. Gene, you're awesome. Thank you. Everybody be more like Gene. Very cool of you to do that. Thank you much for that. My throat's wrecked right now. Wrecked. We're coming up on the hour, kids. Let's open the floor. Told you it was a big show, didn't I? We covered a lot in just an hour, man, didn't we? Told you. What you guys got for me? He says, Tom for the Podcast Hall of Fame. Check this out. I got this email. Oh, that got bright. I got this email a few weeks ago. Tom Clark's main event had been voted or entered by this website as one of the top 100 pro wrestling podcasts. You guys have to know I get emails like this all the time. And usually I just kind of take them or leave them. I don't know how legit this is. They seem like they're okay, but who knows? But I appreciate they got me at 81. They got me a number 81 on the list of let's see, best 100 WWE podcasts. They had me at number 81. It's interesting. I thanked them for it, and they gave me a button to put or an icon to put on the website, which I have not done yet. And then on the best 100 pro wrestling podcasts, I think I'm on this one too, but I can't remember where. Untitled Wrestling Podcast is on there too. Don't know if they know that. But I'm at number 91 of the best 100 pro wrestling podcasts. How you like them apples, huh? Ray, are you back in the States? Are you stateside, Ray Dean? Nice and smooth or Digital Underground? I'll say Digital Underground. Part 2, Heavy D or Nas? I'll say Nas. It's tough. If Adam Cole invited you to the grand opening of the Adam Cole car parts store in which you could get new parts for your car, what would it be? Well, I hope I don't need any parts for my car. So I don't know how to answer that. Don't you put your juju on me, Ricky Bobby. I don't want my car to break down now because of you. If you said bring your family, would you call me? Sure. Later, want to get dinner once you include roast beef, fries, and sweet potato pie. I join as well. Absolutely. This Sunday, we're going to do some brisket at my house. I've already planned it out. He says, if you could choose to eat an all-you-can-eat buffet and you could choose between yours truly or Ray all day, who would you choose, and why does it mean that you would choose? I would just let you two guys go. If I had to choose, if only two of us could go, you two guys could go. I've hung out with Ray. You haven't hung out with Ray. And plus, you always come at me about the Vikings. So, yeah, freaking Elvis. Chad says they're saying Hikalu is about to debut to be on NXT. I got thoughts on that. Jeff Sharma says, seems like Netflix's script is scheduled for 8, but starts at 5 due to Hall of Fame. Yeah, the Hall of Fame is going after. It's going after WrestleMania, isn't it? Isn't that what I read somewhere? So the Hall of Fame's going to be on like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or something. Here's what I'll tell you, Fernando. Mariah May sure seems to want to go to WWE. And I don't know if this is true, but supposedly AEW offered her a bunch of money and she said no. Don't know if that's true, just what I heard. Okay. If that's true and she turned it down, dude, people grew up with this company. If you grew up with this company, you hold them in a different regard than people who didn't. I did not grow up with WWE. So I do not hold them in a special place in my heart. I just don't. I never have. Never have. I don't look at their veterans as being icons. I look at the stuff Taker does now with his podcast and some of the stuff he says. He ain't an icon to me, brother. I respect his work in the ring. Good on you. But you ain't an icon to me. Kane, don't even get me started about that guy. Clown. Sorry, it's how I feel. Got nothing to do with the outfit either. I mean, it's just, these people are human. These people are human, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Like, when you grow up with something and you hold it near and dear to your heart, and then someone says something critical of it, you tend to go a little nuts on them. So if anybody wants to go nuts on me, I guess y'all can. But I didn't grow up with WWE. I do not hold it in a special place. I don't worship any of those people. I got mad respect for the veterans because they put their time in. and put their bodies on the line night in, night out to entertain all of us. I got mad respect for that. I'll always pick the talent over the company every day. But I also know what some of these people turned out to be. And it's not for me. It's not just this company, it's everywhere. It's not for me, man. You know what I mean? And I'm okay. I'm entitled to have that opinion until they come take it away from me, which I guess they could. Yeah, Hall of Fame tonight at 10 Pacific time, which is Pacific time for us is 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, because we're 3 hours ahead. Interesting. He says, Sunday night, 2 clowns tossed bricks at my windshield and back glass of my car. My goodness. Be safe out there, E. Yeah. What else we got, kids? We're just over the hour mark. And I know everybody wants to start their Easter weekend. If any of you are traveling this weekend, please be safe. If you're doing the big family get together this Sunday, eat a lot of ham. I don't know what else to tell you. That's your thing. Eat you a lot of ham. Okay. I don't think we're doing anything. I'm going to have some brisket sandwiches at my house Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. Brisket in a crock pot, let it cook all day. And then I'm going to douse it with some barbecue, let it cook in the barbecue sauce. Oh, shut up. Looking forward to that. It's going to be good. I haven't eaten today. Last time I ate was, have I ate today? I ate today. My days just are gone, man. They just like blend into each other. And I don't even have, most of the time, I don't have an idea what's even going on in the world. I take that back. I totally know what's going on in the world. I did eat today. My apologies. JB says I want to have the Hall of Fame 2 hours after SmackDown because of a different location in Vegas. There you go. There you go. Well, kids, I guess that's going to do it here for us. Does anybody else have anything else they want to throw out there? Anything you guys want to discuss or talk about? I got a dish to wash. Look at that. I'm doxing my mess here on my desk. You should see. Actually, you shouldn't. This mess is a mess. I got to clean this desk up. I got a coffee cup from this morning. I got a water bottle. I got the mouse. I got my keys, my wallet, AirPods, charger, pop vinyls. I got a candle. I got a desktop fan, chips, legal pads, papers laying around. There's a necktie right there. On this edition of Tom Clark Shows His Desk, Tom talks about the frayed bracelet that fell apart and how he can't wear it anymore. No updates on Wardlow, chat. I have no idea what's going on with Wardlow. Another guy that can't stay healthy for whatever reason. Family's doing good, JP. I hope yours are. Yeah, everybody's good, man. I can't complain. Talked to my mom earlier today. Going to pick up my niece and nephew. They're going to spend the night with us tonight. It'll be a good little weekend, I think. I hope so. Well, kids, I think that's going to do it for us. Before we get out of here, do me a favor. Like, follow, share Tom Clark's Main Event right here on the Facebook. You can follow also Boink Studios on boinkstudios.com. And on YouTube, this show's there, video and audio formats. So is Tom Clark's 6M podcast, Tom Clark's Substack podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. And also, we got a brand new podcast coming very soon with Big Tasty, Ben Jackson, Jay Luft, and Joe Higgins, and myself. Can't wait to roll that one out. That's going to be fun. I think you're going to dig it. We're going to dig doing it. So, everybody have a great Easter. I very much appreciate your time. We are going to be back next week, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And you know how that goes. Sometimes stuff comes up. We'll do all we can to be here. But we should be back here next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern on the Tom Clark's Main Event. Thank you so much for hanging out. Remember, please review the show on the Facebook. I'm taking names. Everybody here that doesn't review my show this week, I'm going to come out to you next week. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to shame you on my show. I'm not going to shame you. But I'll call you out and I'll gently scold you for not reviewing my show. So be sure you review my show on the Facebook. That'd be awesome of you. It'd make me feel great. Okay? That's all I got, kids. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Everybody have a safe and happy holiday weekend. And do the best you can to hang in there with what's going on out there, kids. Stay safe. Love each other. I know it sounds hokey, but we're all we got, folks. We are all we got. Okay? Don't spend your time hating people. It's not worth your time. Life's too short. Speaking truth. I'm trying anyway. Thanks for putting up with me here at the end. Thanks as always for following Tom Clark's Main Event and for supporting us here at the show and at Boink Studios and the other podcasts. Thanks to all my co-hosts. Everybody have a great weekend. I appreciate you very much. We will see you next time, kids. Be safe out there, and we'll see you later.